afternoon. I'm the time with the instead tutor. And in today's tutorial happens to be the very first one on the course, HED125. And we're going to be talking a lot about community, right? The concept of community. Okay, so with this being said, let's hop straight into it. So we have HED 125, and we'll be talking about the concept of community. Concept of community. I think I should reduce the backlight a bit also. Yeah. Now, the word community, okay, is derived from the Old French, all right? It's a French word, all right? And in French, it means communitaire, all right? Derived. I think I'm with the wrong set of markers. Just a moment. Okay. So switch the markers very quickly. Okay, derived from the Old French word, derived from the Old French word called, called communauté. All right, communauté. All right, that is what it means in French, and that is the origin of the word. Okay, now that means this word means, all right, the things held in common. All right, things held in common. Things held in common. All right, things held in common. That's the word communauté. All right, the French word, things held in common. Okay, now, and in more clear terms, it is also called as organized society. Organized society. Okay, in a more clear term, all right, it is referred to as organized society. Okay, so another word we can use for community is referred to organized society, or having things held in common. Then we refer to that as society. Now, it can also be said to be what? A large group living in close proximity. Okay, a large group living in close proximity. Oh, so sorry about that. I get the lamp functioning. Okay. All right. And here we go. Awesome. Now let's proceed. Okay, so we say a large group living in close proximity. Now let's look at some definitions by different, all right, authors. It says here, community is a term to define as what we refer to as a social association. Okay, social association. All right, seeing community as a social association, all right, considered to be central to a society. All right, considered central to a society, considered neutral grouping, all right, centered on relationship of common blood. All right, neutral, we have neutral or natural grouping. Let me use the word natural. All right, natural grouping. Okay, social association, natural grouping, all right, on relation. Natural grouping centered on relations of common blood. All right, central grouping, all right, natural grouping centered on, okay, on relations of common blood. Of common blood. All right, not blood literally. All right, but this is just the level of explaining the level at which they live in proximity. All right, these people, this social association, the level at which they commune in social, all right, in close proximity. All right, so that's what that stands for. And we have types of community. All right, we have types of community. We have the location-based community. Okay, we have types. We have the location, all right, location-based community, LBC. Okay, now this LBC is divided into rural, urban, and tribal groups. And all these groups ranges from local neighbors, suburbs, towns, countries, region, and all right, anywhere people gather. That's why it's referred to as location based. Okay, it could be in town, it could be in countries, it could be in regions, it could be in local neighborhoods. All right, it can be divided into rural, urban, and tribal. All right, rural, urban, and tribal groups. Okay, tribal groups, just like the name says, location based. All right, people find themselves in a particular location, occupying a definite territory, right, and they live so much in so much close proximity, and that's how they commune. Okay, so we have that as that. Now we also have the one called organizational community. Okay, we have organizational community. This type of community, right, is said to be what? Organized informally around family. All right, around what? Family. Organized informally around family, or network-based guards and associations. All right, formally incorporated. Okay, political decisions and structures. Now, what are we talking about? This organized community. From the word organizational, we refer to this type of community as an community, a community that is organized informally. All right, an organized community done informally, all right, around, all right, informally around family. Okay, this type of community has, all right, its bearing from relationship among people. Okay, this relationship has grown so much that they now see themselves as family. All right, that is why it's said to be informally organized around families. All right, so it was formally, it would have been a different thing entirely. All right, so that is the organized community. And we have the community based on occupation. Basically, from the word community based on occupation, right? This community, what has them together, what has brought them together is that occupation, right? Anything, take that occupation away, then they are no longer a community. This community is occupation based, all right? Communication based, like where we have washmen's community, we have community of fishermen, all right? Farming community. All this community, they only exist because of the occupation. Anything outside the occupation, the community is gone. All right, so we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Now, we also have the ideology-based community. Now, this community is based on faith and practices, right? Community based on faith and practices is what we refer to as the ideology-based community, all right? It can be classified as the Islamic, Christian, Hindu, or socialist community. That is the ideology, all right, based on religion or faith practices. All right, faith practices. Okay, we have now the concept of community has its meaning as fairly self-sufficient population residing. All right, a self-sufficient population. All right, now this keyword, let's break it down. Okay, let's break this keyword down. When we say a self-sufficient population, all right, it doesn't mean that they are so self-sufficient, but the thing here is that there is this feeling, all right, there is this concept, all right, this fairly self-sufficient concept behind having a community. Fairly self-sufficient, meaning that as a member of a community, you feel, all right, obliged to that community. You feel when there is an issue, that community has your back. All right, this is where you can run to for help, and you feel obliged to also help somebody in need as a result, as a fact that that person is a member of your community. So they feel this fairly self-sufficient, all right, behavior. All right, they see themselves as, okay, we are this community, all right, self-sufficient population, all right, residing. Now the population line is telling us that, okay, there's a group, right, there's a definite number, all right, of people who forms this group population. Now self-sufficient, fairly self-sufficient population residing in a small geographical area, united by what? Feelings of what? Solidarity and independence. Now, this is the first point. Now, the second point here is that they reside in a small geographical area. All right? Residing residing in a small geographical area. All right, united. There's something that has brought them all together by the feelings of solidarity and independence. All right, united by the feelings of solidarity, all right, and independence. And that is the all and sundry of when we say community. Okay, so get the concept. When you get the concept, then the rest is just little. Now we have that as that. Now let's progress. Let's proceed. Now, development as a concept would mean progress or change to enhance rights, freedom, dignity, self-reliance, self-development, and individual groups. Now, basically talking about community. All right. Now, there's something called development, all right, as a concept. Okay. Now, when we say community, why do we even have community in the first place, if not for the purpose of development? All right. This group coming together, pulling resources together, or these individuals coming together and pulling resources together is for the bottom line. Now, the bottom line is that they need to get things better. All right. They need to improve. They need to increase standard of living, all right, make things easy for members of those communities. Now let's look at the concept, the development concept behind the ideology of community. Now it's said to be development as a concept would mean, right, progress or change All right, progress or what, or change, in order to what, enhance, to fortify, all right, to enhance rights, freedom, dignity, self-reliance, and self-development of not everybody but individual groups. All right, change of, to enhance, we have rights, we have freedom, we have self development dev of individual groups. Right, now let's proceed as we move next to community development. Community development. Now, when we say community development, what are we talking about? Community development, all right, can be characterized as a process. Okay, now let's first take out the point that it is what, a process. Okay, agreed, it is a process. Now, what is this process all about? Now, a process by which the efforts of individuals, all right, we have from this process now is now as a result of efforts of individuals. This process, don't forget we said this CD is a process, and this process involves the effort of what, individuals. All right, the effort of individuals that are coupled, right, with those of governmental authorities in order to what, improve economy, social, cultural condition of communities within a integrating what. Now, this does not just end at one community, but integrating these communities into the life of the nation and enabling them to contribute completely to national progress. Now, let's look at the key points. Effort of individuals. Okay, government, individual, okay, governmental authorities, all right, governmental authorities, okay, in order to what, generally improve the economy, all right, economy, social, and cultural condition. All right, to improve what, the economy, social, and cultural conditions. All right, encourage to authorities in order to what, develop economic, social, and what, cultural conditions. All right, with a view, all right, of not just doing it for one particular community, but integrating all communities, all right, and embedding it into what, the national level, all right, to completely what, enhance national progress. National progress. So now you see, it is not just, all right, focused, it is not just particular on a group. Now it is now general groups on the level of national progress. Okay, that's what we refer to as community development. Now let's proceed. Now, when we say community development, we can also refer to it. Now let's not forget, We said it is what? A process that involves efforts of individuals, and individual effort is not enough. It is also going to be backed up by governmental authorities, all right, in order to achieve this economic, social, and cultural condition, all right, on a national level. Now, let's say from this angle, it is also said to be what? A collaborative, okay? A collaborative, okay? A collaboration of what? Facilitative, a collaborative and facilitative. At least this word is familiar to us. Facilitation in national privacy. So this word is very familiar to us. A collaborative and facilitative process driven by not just individuals, all right? Individuals, government, organizations, and academic stakeholders, all right? Sharing what? A common objective. Now, for these people to come together to achieve this, there has to be something they have in common, all right? And that is what we talked about community. Remember when we talked about community, there is something that is sounding as a foundation that is making everybody to come together. There must be something. People can have community, a society, an organization, a gathering. There must be something that they all share in common. Okay? That is the essential thing that brings these people together. Now, we are looking at this as a collaborative and facilitative process. All right? That is established, and this process, this drive, all right, this move, all right, this system is driven by individuals, government, organization, and academic stakeholders. Now you can imagine all these people put together, and the reason why they can work together is because they are sharing a common objective of building capacity to have positive impact on quality of life. All right, sharing a common objective. We are sharing a common OBJ. All right, now you can see the processes. First, it's a movement, it's a process. Secondly, it requires effort of everybody, all hands on deck. All right, and this can only be achieved because there is a common objective. All right, and the objective, all right, most time is to build capacity to have positive impact, all right, improving quality of life. And we have that as that. Now, let's proceed. I believe we all are on the same page. Now, let's look at some approaches, okay? Approaches to community development, right? We have using an asset-based strategy, all right, that builds upon established resources and strengths, all right? Approaches. We have approaches. Now we have assets-based approach, right? Using people or community or using facilities that is well known, all right, already to push this movement, all right? We have encouraging inclusive processes encompassing diversity in community, all right? Diversity in community. All right, encouraging a lot of communities to be involved. All right, just like we said, it's not a group thing, it's a general thing. Ownership by projects that are planned and led in partnership. It takes two to tango. All right, partnership, all right, of ownership. All right, it takes two to tango. It requires a lot of individuals, organizations, and bodies to approach what we refer to as community development. All right, and just like what we have been saying since morning, the aims are towards improve sustainable, all right, initiative in the community, foster sustainable self-sufficiency, improve health. It's all about everything is generally on improving quality of life, whether improving health, welfare and health, creating equitable health and well-being. We are still talking about quality of life. All right, and we have values. What are the values of community development? All right, we have the values of community development, VCD, values of community development. All right, we have social justice, empower people to claim human rights. All right, social justice. All right, that is one of the values. All right, enhance social justice. All right, involvement, encourage people to get involved, encourage people to get involved. All right, in government and a lot of things. All right, we have that. We also have training, helping people to get better. We also have cooperation, working together to recognize and enforce measures. Okay, so sorry about that. I think that was a thing with the network. So now let's talk about now let's talk about some of the causes of failure. All right, some of the causes of failure of community development. So we have some of the causes. Don't close now. What's wrong with this thing? Okay, some of the causes are absence of clearly defined priorities in the program. All right, some of the causes of failure of this program, we have absence of clearly defined causes of clearly defined priorities of the program. All right, failure to also evoke popular responses and unqualified personnel. All right, now we also have something called community interventions. All right, community interventions. Now, when we say community intervention, what are we talking about? Okay, now, community interventions are those function, all right, collective function and intermediate activity between individual and society. Oh my God. Well, this marker still here. Oh God. I think I need to trash all these markers. Collective, all right, and intermediate, all right, activity between the individual and the society, all right, and Webb in 1997 said this. Okay, let me change my marker. It's not giving me what I want. Now, somebody called Young Husband. All right, he said community organization is what? A primary, right? He said community organization as primarily aimed at helping people in local communities. All right, it says community organization. It said primarily is to what? Its aim primarily is to help people, all right, in local communities, all right, recognize social need, find the most effective way of addressing them, and setting out to do so to the degree at which the what available resources allow. Primarily is to help people in what? In local community. All right, according to the level of available, all right, resources, all right, according to the level of available resources. Okay, now I want us to quickly take down some abbreviations before we call it a wrap for today's class. I want us to take down some abbreviations very quickly. All right, we have OCCD. All right, Organization for Community Control Development. Organization for Community Control Development. Organization for Community Controlled Development. Okay, we have that as that. We also have what we call FEAP, Family Economic Advancement Program. FEAP. All right, we have Family, all right, Economic Advancement Program. All right, we have that as that. We also have National Poverty Eradication Program, NAPEP. All right, National, all right, Poverty Eradication. National Poverty Eradication Program. All right, so I think on this note we'll call it a wrap for today, and in our subsequent class we'll take it up from the principle of community organization. All right, so thank you very much, everyone. I believe we've been able to take down a thing or two in today's class, and I require of you to forward your notes, take a picture of your notes and forward it to the classroom. This is how we know that you are following the classroom as expected. Thank you very much, everyone, and I look forward to seeing us all in subsequent tutorials. Bye-bye.